How can you heal your relationship with your father? Today we are talking about everything about healing, improving your relationship with your father. I know sometimes the relationship feels like maybe too loud, distant, exhausting, and you feel not really well with your father. And I've been there too. I was there. Um, in my case, I had always a okay relationship with my father, like 5 out of 10, and I was always thinking, okay, it's okay, he's there, but it was not really more than that. And I've been through a lot of work and a lot of stuff which I practiced, and through that, I could really create a really strong bond with my father, with the relationship. And today it feels like freedom, it feels like appreciation about respect each other. And it's really 10 out of 10, or at least 9 out of 10. And I want to share you today in this video how I get from 5 out of 10 to 9 out of 10, and how you can easily do that by yourself without dragging your father into the next therapy or something like that. And yeah, here it comes. So the first step which I did was daily graduate journaling. So, a very powerful way to change your relationship with your father is by actually changing your perspective to your father. And for me, what I did was journaling. I bought a little book and wrote down every day 2, 3 things for what I'm grateful for my dad. What do I appreciate? What I respect about him? And I started at January, I don't know, 2020. I don't know exactly the date anymore, but I started there. And then from there until September, until his birthday, I wrote down every day 2, 3 things which I'm very grateful, what I love about him. And at the beginning, it's pretty easy. So you're like, okay, thank you for this and this, that he earned the money so I could live there, and so on. But after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, then the magic happens. Because after a while, you need to think a lot. You need to think a lot, okay, what I could be grateful to. So, and through that, you digging and you are looking and looking and you try to find something. And through that process, I sometimes I was 45 minutes in the bed and always thinking about, okay, what can I write? What can I write? And after a while, like, oh yeah, now I get it. And this, it was my my own therapy, like, because I wrote a lot of stuff down and then I realized so much stuff, and through that I also cried a lot of time, because I changed my perspective how I see my father. And I saw, oh my god, he did this and this. For example, every morning he prepared the breakfast for me. I never really saw that, but because of this book, because I put myself into the position to try to find something, I actually find something which I'm really grateful for. And this process is pure magic. And I did that for 9 months, and then I um, gave my father this journal as his 60th birthday present, and that was beautiful. And I definitely can recommend you that you really try to do that. Of course, sometimes you are like, I hate my dad, or I have no problems with him, or whatever. But I can for sure tell you that when you do that, when you put the effort into it, you will definitely get a better relationship. Definitely. So that was the first thing I did. The second thing, what I did, was spiritual forgiveness. So it's optional. It depends if you are believing into God or in a higher power or something like that. But in my case, I believe in such things. And what I did was, in the evening, I talked with God, and I asked Him to forgive my father. It's some spiritual karma stuff, like I'm his son and I have no permission, in my opinion, to forgive my father because my father gave me so much stuff. For example, he was the reason with my mom why why I live now. So there's so much karmic stuff. So what helped from what helped me was that I talked with God, like, God, please forgive my father that he was very angry to me on this day or in this situation. And in the next moment, I said to God, like, thank you, God. Thank you for forgiving him. Because God always already forgave everyone at any place. So this was something like forgiving, and it helped me in combination with the journaling to let go these emotions, these situations which bothered me over years. Step 3 is to get know your father's story. It's funny when normally the most people don't know how was their mother or their father when they were younger. Most people only know the situation after they get born. So I would suggest you that you take time with your father. For me, I asked him, for example, to make a walk with me. So we made a little walk through the nature, for example, and then I asked stories like, "Hey, Dad, how was your first love? How was she? How have you met my mother? How was your childhood? How was your connection with your father and everything?" And through that, I understand better why my father developed how he is now. For example, when I was younger, my father was always on the next to the pitch. He always supported me, like he was always on my football matches. But when we played football, so one team against another youth team, he was the loudest on the complete field. He was louder than my coaches, the enemy coach, everyone. And it was so embarrassed. And I was always like, oh God, oh God, why? Can you just shut up? So something like that. And after I take a walk with him, I learned about him that when he was younger, he never could play football. So his father yeah, didn't approve it, or yeah, said no to him, and so he needed to wait until he is 18, and then he started playing football, and then he got an injury after 1 2 years, and this frustration, I think that was also a process for my father. Like, he was next to the pitch, but he was so much with his passion and everything inside, and he relived his time when he was younger, something like that. So because I take the time for spontaneous walk, by the way, it's not like direct we look each other in the eyes. It's more, especially with a man, it's better to do something, and then while you do something you talk with each other. And a very good way to do that is, for example, through a walk. So you can just walk with your father and then talk a little bit. Hey, Dad, I just wanted to know how it is when I was born, or before I was born. How was your family? How did you live? And because of that, you understand your father better, and then you can understand better why he reacted like he reacted. And these 3 steps, I did all 3 steps together for 9 months, and it was such a yeah such a it was such a transformation. It was such a transformation how the relationship between my father and me changed dramatically. I had so much I had so much proud and grateful and appreciation to him, which directly affected himself. And he had also, and it's hard to describe. It's very hard to describe it, but today for me it's like a relationship. You are both are on the same high, say, look each other, you respect each other, you love each other, everybody. I go my way, he goes his way. There is freedom next to each other, and this is so beautiful. And it's always melting my heart, kind of, when I'm talking about that. But I'm sure I know there are a lot of yeah, parents and other situation where it's not, where it looks very terrible, or it's not really fitting, and maybe you have thoughts about he will never love me, or he will never whatever. I just want to help you with that, and I would suggest you just give it a try and do it maybe for 1 2 3 months, at least 1 month, and I'm sure it will help you, especially yourself. You don't need to take this bitterness into your relationship with your partner, which you have with your father, or to friends, or to yourself. I'm sure you can improve your life. You can heal some of these wounds, maybe everything, maybe some of them, with this process. But I'm sure when you are consistent, when you truly want to work on this relationship, then these 3 steps will definitely help you. And yeah, I wish you much love, much success in going your way. If you like this video, then let me know in the comments, share it with your friends. I started with all this now, so I appreciate your feedback. I started with the coaching stuff now, I want to help people, I want to help families that they have more harmony, more love, more respect, better understanding each other. And yeah, let me know if it helped you. And yeah, see you in the next videos. Bye bye.